Hey, Guillermo Mate here. Thank you so much for watching this video presentation. In this video, I'm going to take you step by step and give you a bird's eye view on Voicematic. Voicematic was a simple script that I built back in 2018 with the motive being follow-ups only, okay? I wanted to be able to follow up with all of my incoming callers without having to take any physical approach where like I would need to like pick up my phone and follow up with calls and things like that. I wanted to be able to automate that process during my busiest hours. Okay, so let's say I'm on a phone with a client. I have a system here that automatically follows up with any incoming calls. So if I'm running ads, promoting ads, and things like that, and I have one specific number that's being targeted, as those calls are coming in, they'll get an intro message and then get put onto a funnel. Okay, so I'm gonna take you step by step and just break this all down. For now, let's take a look at this dashboard here and then we'll take it a step at a time. Okay, so this is our dashboard here, super easy to understand, right? You have your total inbound calls received, total outbound calls, super easy to understand. Here you have your total inbound calls for the day and total outbound calls. So there are two key components within our platform. The first one being inbound calls, okay? So these are the calls that you receive today. Outbound calls are the calls that the system made out, okay? Or maybe you schedule them to go out, okay? So now that that's clear, let's go into our profile, okay? Right away, I want to let you know that we do integrate with Twilio. However, Twilio is in no shape and or form controlling any of our AI functionality. So if you have one already, you're already ahead of the game. If you don't, it's just as simple as setting it up. You add your name, your Twilio ID, your token, and you're ready to rock and roll. And if you have a Twilio number, fine. If you don't, you can just easily set it up through our platform, okay? Um, this page here, again, is just your name, your Twilio ID, your token, your Twilio number, your preview text to speech number. This is just a number that you'll use for previewing your text to speech or your MP3. Now, remember how I mentioned that when someone would call you, they would be greeted, right? So this is a default message that you can set on your own. This could be like, hey, this is Guillermo. I'm really busy at the time, but if you really like to speak with me, leave me a voicemail and I'll follow up with you in a second. So within our platform, they can leave you a voicemail. And on top of that, they just get put right into a sequenced follow-up, okay? So I'm going to show you all that in a second. So here we go. We just set up our autoresponder. We have our new speech. We have it enabled. We click update. So that means when someone calls this number, they'll hear a specific message, all right? So I'm going to just move on here and go right into campaigns, all right? So campaigns works really cool because it allows you to add multiple accounts within one account. All right. So this is for those of you who are running e-commerce businesses. Maybe you have an agency on the side, a pay-per-call affiliate site going. You can absolutely do that. You just click on this add button here, and we'll just collect some basic details like the business name, the name, and maybe this is for a client that you're managing, just basic stuff like the Twilio ID, your token, Twilio number, and your preview number. That's it. That's all we need. No technical stuff required there, okay? And we also provide guides. So you have detailed guides and training with this platform so you're not lost in any shape or form. And we also have integrated support, which I'll show you in a second. But for now, let's go ahead and let's dive into phone numbers. So we've covered primary campaigns. I'm going to go into phone number. All right. So you can set up your numbers here, okay? And I'm going to just go ahead and click search here. We're going to get a variety of different numbers, okay? You could purchase those numbers right from our platform. And these are numbers that you would put within your marketing campaigns, external marketing campaigns, wherever you choose to promote the number, okay? So this is the number that you would use for your incoming calls and then putting them into our follow-up funnel, okay? So we've already got a number set up. So if I were to call this number right now, I'll be greeted with an intro message, and that's pretty much it. You'll be put into a follow-up system, and we dive into all of this again within our training. I'm gonna go ahead and moving forward into our text-to-speech area. Okay, there's a lot of magic that happens in this area, and I say that because you can do two things here. You can do your text-to-speech messages here, so you can type those in, or you could just go ahead and upload any messages that you might have recorded. You could just upload it to our system. I'll show you how to do that. You just click add speech. Okay, and you could just give that a name there right on this area here. You could either choose text or voice, whichever works fine. You can do MPEG or MP3 files. Super easy to understand, right? I'm just gonna go back into that main component of the platform so you can check out the other features. So you can see here the speech name, the text to speech, audio. You can preview it, you can remove it, you can edit it. We give you full control. You can do just like you hear here. I'll let you hear it one more time.
Our offices are currently closed. Please call back during regular business hours.
Okay, so that's an MP3 that I uploaded to the system. So I can choose this message to go out. But really, there's a lot of your follow-up. When you start preparing it, it's going to start happening in this area here, and we show you more in our training. You'll check it out in just a sec when you get access. I'm gonna go into schedule a call because just like this area here is super important, this area here is extremely important because a lot of your incoming callers, okay, so like here in this area here, right, this is calls to schedule. So these are the callers that have called you, okay. These are just a bunch of numbers that have called us. So I could go ahead and choose a specific text to speech. I could choose this one here, and I could drag and drop it over to 8 a.m. for 7:27. You can see the call was scheduled successfully, okay? Nothing too complicated there, right? So we have this text to speech going out to this number at about 8 a.m., all right? And I could continue this on for as long as I want. I could continue dragging and dropping, dragging and dropping, dragging and dropping, super easy. And if I want to sync my calls through, that Twilio connection that we have, we can just click sync and we're ready to rock and roll. Now, this area here allows you to schedule a call manually. So let's say you have a hot lead or a potential client that you want to reach out to. You just want to send them a, hey, I'm thinking about you message. You can put their number here. You choose the recording or the text to speech to set up the time and date. You click add and it'll show up in the calendar. Okay. Then this area here is more where the sequences, the follow-up sequences happen. Okay. These are looked at as more as funnels from a digital perspective, but we call these sequences. All right. So within sequences, you could extend this out for as far as a year. So for example, right, I can go every Monday starting from August 19th. I could do all the way to December 31st, right? I could send, I could choose a specific text to speech. I could send out my morning follow up every Monday. It could be like that 9 a.m. in the morning for every day for 1 year. And I could just click add and I'm ready to rock and roll. Okay, I'll just click submit it, and I could also extend that for like every other Thursday, Friday, and I could continue to add as many presets as I want and continue to just drag this on for as long as possible. So to be clear here, what happens is that when someone calls you, they get put into our system, but when you set up a preset, you're setting yourself up to streamline that process. So you don't have to drag and drop anything here at all. Like you don't have to drag and drop nothing at all. You could just simply continue to streamline these calls for the span of a year. So whenever they keep calling you, they'll be greeted and they'll also get this specific message that you set up yourself, right? So you could extend this out for as far as a year. Right? Super easy to understand, nothing too complicated there. You can remove any of these by just removing them. Maybe you're not getting a good response for this specific date and time. You can remove them. You have complete control over that. All right. So here I'm going to go into our batch scheduled calls area. Okay, so within this area, you can set up batch calls. So this is for those of you who have lists laying around, like phone numbers, maybe business cards, and you want to compile them onto a CSV. You can just go ahead. I'm just going to type in the number 2 here. I'm going to click next. And then you see here that you can input a number, right? You can upload your numbers just by following our template, or you could just copy and paste them. I'm just going to type in a test number here. All right. And then I'm going to click next. All right. So now that we're done there, we can do a couple of things here. So we set up the date and time we want this message to go out. We can choose it to be a text to speech or our MP3. All right. And then we could just click finish and we're ready to go. When I click on schedule call status, I'll show you what it looks like. So in this area here, you can see when that campaign has been triggered, like when the call is ringing, when it's completed, when it failed. You can view the status on it by clicking the status area here, and everything is exportable, okay? And the same goes for the calendar. Like I'm gonna go to the schedule a call really quick and show you really quick. So anything that has been scheduled here, you go to scheduled calls and you could get the same amount of control. So these are the scheduled calls here. You could delete them just in case you made a mistake, so you have that control there. All right, and you had the same bird's eye view where you can see if the call is ringing, completed, or completely failed. So that's pretty much it for this area here. We have a Voicematic inbox system that I want to touch on right now because it's just as powerful, all right, as everything else that I just broke down to you. So if you are really strategic with this platform, you could have the lead potentially leave you a voicemail. Okay, you could do whatever you want, but if you want that lead to do business with you, maybe you can have them, leave you a voicemail. Okay, so you can view those voicemails here. Okay, just so let's say you have a bunch of sequences set up. When you at the end of it, you can just have them, just you could ask them, hey, if you'd like to be connected with me, just leave me a voicemail right now after this beep, and then it'll beep. They can leave a voicemail and you'll see it here. So if you have a lead that wants to do business with you, you can see it all from right here. So you have a lot of control there. Pretty cool, right? So I'm going to go into incoming calls. All right, so incoming calls is another component that you have to pay attention to, because this is the area where you can see all your incoming calls. You can export these calls and keep recycling them over and over and over. All right, so we have integrated support. So if you have any questions at all, we are here to support you. You just create a ticket. We do have video tutorials. We have guides. We have like 10 plus videos in our platform. We have glides and training and all that good stuff for you. Dr. Opie and I, we're making this accessible to you for just $47. This is easily a platform that can be priced at $199.97 plus one-time setup fee. But because we love our communities and we love the digital space, we wanted to make this as affordable as possible for you, because we know that this is going to help you. So don't think any further from here on out. Go ahead, pick up your copy now. I'm Guillermo Mata on behalf of my partner. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you